The hardest one to do is he'd do like his foot would go that way and you have to like bring your leg around. Yeah, that's probably the hardest one. That's kind of like a shuffle. It's just like a, you know, I find a big open room and with a TV, and I have it on the TV, and I just trying to remake it, just over and over again. Like my way of doing it is I'll find the video of what I want to do, and I'll play it on the TV, and I'll video myself, and so I'll do it over and over again, and then I'll watch the video and see what I need to tweak, and try and get it as close as possible to what he did. King Creo.
Why?
Was the first one I ever watched, so I guess kind of like a special one, I guess, but it's just good. It's black and white, and it just has a good soundtrack. Like all the songs are good. My favorite room in Graceland would probably be the jungle room. I don't know, I just think it's cool, because nobody else has like something like that in their house. It's just awesome. And I'm actually singing at Graceland in August. I think it's called like The Kids in the Tent or something like that. My mom got me registered, so I'm in like August or something like that on the week that he passed away. On their Elvis week, I'll be going and singing down there. In the Elvis tribute artist world that I've, newly entered, at first I started like calling myself an impersonator, but I quickly learned that you're not impersonating him, you're paying tribute to him. So, like if you're impersonating him, you go around living the exact same life as him, and just, I don't know, you try and be as close as possible to him, off stage and on stage. And I feel like that's probably like the biggest difference. I feel like a tribute is, I don't know, I feel like you're still yourself off stage, and then when you get on stage, it's just kind of like a switch. You just try and be as close as you can to him on stage, but it's like a tribute show to him, other than I am Elvis, because nobody's Elvis. Because, I mean, they're like, the fans and the pit, like, they're serious about it. Like, you can't call yourself an impersonator or anything like that. Like, it's a serious rule.
Taylor Swift has her eras. What are Elvis's eras?
50s, 60s, and 70s. I mean, that's the easiest way to go with it. Because he was so different between every single one. Like, if you see an interview of him in the 50s versus the 70s, he sounds completely different. Sounds like a completely different person. In the 50s was more like outfits, like a jacket and, like pants and stuff like that. In the 60s, the 60s is when he had just come out of the army. And he just got back into movies and singing again, and so it was kind of I feel like maybe like a hard era for him, because he just wasn't really able to be himself in the early 60s. So, but the most memorable like suit in the 60s is probably the leather suit, and then the 70s was just jumpsuits, so it's pretty easy to do that. And yeah, I feel like 70s you have more freedom, for sure.
Of all of his looks, which one is your favorite look?
My favorite look is the tiger. I don't know what it's necessarily called, but it's a jumpsuit, and it has a tiger on it. I think it's the coolest thing ever. That's the one that, like, that's my dream one. If I would have one. It's not cheap. I mean, there's certain like places that you can get them from. So there's a bunch of different companies that tribute artists will buy them from, and do that. And the good thing is that because they're so expensive, because I mean they're like leather and You know, they have real jewels and stuff like that on them, and they're sewn in. You know, so like they're real deal suits. The good thing is they have a real resale price too. Like you can resell them for money as well, other than like buying them. So once you get one, it's not like you're like, oh, there goes money. I have to spend this money. That, you know, when you outgrow this one that you got, you can sell it and use the money that you got to get another one. You know what I'm saying? I don't know yet. I don't know. I've thought about it. It's one of the like important things to me because I mean, I don't know, to get down on like a real life basis. You know, I have 4 or 5 years before I have to figure out what I do for the rest of my life. You know, so it's kind of scary, but I'm excited. You know, there's good money in Elvis, and I feel like one of the things that's important to me is to have a family and to be able to support them, you know, so there's good money in Elvis and it's fun. You know, that's one of the most advice you get from people is don't look at jobs for the money but for how much you enjoy it, and I love doing Elvis, so I don't know.
How old were you when you started this?
12, so last year, I guess.
So you're a year in.
Like almost a year in. I really don't know. I don't really know their like immediate reactions, but they came out to my first show and they got on the front row and supported me. So, you know, it's pretty cool. Alright, so the costumes and the songs have to align. You can't wear a 70s jumpsuit and do 50s moves in a 50s song. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can, that's why I like 70s more, because you can take any song and make it 70s. And, you know, all you gotta do is lower your voice and change the moves. But, say you were in a 50s costume, you can't sing a 70s song. You know, you have to, I mean, it's real, like, strict. Like, you have to be as close as possible as you can be. I recently competed in Tupelo for the first time ever, and I got second place. So that's really awesome. And one of the things I learned is it's not you against other people, it's you against Elvis. It's how close you can possibly be to Elvis.
Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart? Does your memory stray to a brighter summer day when I kissed you and called you sweetheart? Is your heart filled with pain? Shall I come back again? Tell me, dear, are you lonesome tonight?
17 and under. So, once you get 18, you go up with the big guys.
Who was the youngest person in your category?
It was the most I'd ever had before. It was 18. You could only have 20. So I think he was 4. I think it was a 4-year-old. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Now, of course, they weren't like amazing, you know. But yeah.
But for a 4-year-old.
For a 4-year-old, like the moves, I mean, it was fun. You know, after I got done, we went around back and came into the like a place they were watching it, and we watched them because you know it was fun. So,
what kind of diversity is there in the Elvis world?
I mean, really everybody, everything. Everybody's, invited. It's like a brotherhood. We went to, so there was last year, I mean, you got little kids, big kids. Last year in there was a, Black Elvis. We went to the Ultimate Elvis in Memphis last year as well, and there's a Japanese Elvis. It's really cool to see everybody just come together.
Guys and girls.
Yeah, there was a girl who competed in our competition this year. I recently got a suit, and it was from a girl tribute artist. So, it's pretty cool. Just just the crowd and the people that do it.
Do you think there's anything comparable? Is there another artist that has this type of world?
I don't. I think you can get close to it, but there's nobody that comes close to Elvis. Everybody knows him. He's one of the only people you can use the first name to, and people know exactly who he is. You can say Elvis and not Elvis Presley. People know who you're talking about. Some people use their real hair. I'm probably going to end up doing it one day. But for right now, I have to wear a wig. And the professional wigs are almost as expensive as the jumpsuits. So, it's it's hard to balance it. But the Tupelo fan club has helped me and guided me through stuff like that, and just helped me get on the right path to what I need to do. So, they've recently helped me with a wig, and I've got a jumpsuit. I don't know. I feel like the Lord has definitely blessed me the past few months, for sure. He's had his hands on me, for sure.
Tell me about the process of getting the wig on.
So for right now, we have an Amazon wig that we had professionally styled and to look like it. And for right now, we kind of take my hair and twist it and just kind of get it to where it's not hanging down, and then we just put it on, and the sideburns are connected to it, and we just tape them on, and it kind of keeps them on. But we're finna have to get a new one, or find some other way to put it on, because when I start shaking a lot, I can feel it wiggling back and forth on my head. So, we'll have to figure something out. But
Do you wear a wig cap?
I don't. I have, I started out with it, and it didn't make much of a difference to do it, so, it just wasn't, needed, in a way.
You've been growing your hair since
Birth. Football. I love football. Singing and just in general. Listening to music. Playing with my friends or hanging out with my family. I like being outside a lot. Over the summer, I've just kind of gotten away from video games and stuff like that. It's just not as much fun to me anymore. I'd rather just go outside and play golf with foam balls, Nobody. That's really all I listen to. I've gotten into Queen recently because we watched the movie on them, but I don't know. I kind of listened to him for a while, and then it just kind of faded out. Elvis is just what I listen to. Like I said, over the past few months, I've learned so much, and I've been blessed to learn so much and get, so much just given to me. But yeah, I didn't really expect I'd walk into places and people would rush up to me, it was just when we went to watch the competition, for the big people, I wouldn't be able to come out and get food before somebody came up and talked to me, you know? So, yeah, and I've seen, like, for the big people, I've seen fans be crazy, you know? But I mean, you know, it's Elvis. Why wouldn't you be crazy, you know? So, we're trying to get it to where I have an annual show, or 2 annual shows. We have a summer show and a, like, Christmas show. So this show in the summer, every penny I make goes to St. Jude. And we're trying to aim for about an hour and a half show, 2 sets, 45 minutes each. And I'm wearing something special there. So it's gonna be really fun. I've recently got, you know, like I said, a wig, boots, the whole pizzazz, you know. So it's gonna be at 7 on July 27th. And it's gonna be an hour and a half show, and it's gonna be awesome. I have a full band, so the past few years the first one that I ever did, we tracked the whole thing, and we had the band kind of just ghost playing up there. The second show that we did there's about 5 or 6 songs that were live band, and the rest were tracked. This year, every single song will be live band, so it's gonna be awesome. So we have drums, we have electric guitar and rhythm guitar, we have bass, we have keyboard. So that's the main what you need. This year we're gonna have horns, so we're gonna be able to blow it out the water. So we're gonna have horns. I'm adding a few backup singers into it. It's gonna be awesome. I feel like Elvis, he was a devout Christian. You know, he won 6 Grammys. Every Grammy was on gospel music. It's the music that made him happy. I'm very serious in my faith. So I think that's one of them. The ladies, you know, but yeah, you know, that's probably the biggest one would be, you know, our faith. So, my girlfriend's sister was diagnosed with childhood cancer at a very early age, and it was hard for a while. Like, we didn't really know she was gonna live, but St. Jude saved her life, and she's happy and healthy today. And their family didn't have to pay at all, you know. So, you know, of course they're donating all that now, but that's why it's so important to me. Is that, I mean, it saves somebody really close to me. So, whatever I can to raise money for it, I'm gonna do it. So when I was young, I guess I'm still young, but when I was younger, I was the only child, and my parents, you know, they got on like dates and stuff, and they'd still, you know, be married. So they leave me with my grandparents, you know, and I had to hang out with my grandparents a lot. And everywhere that we went, of course, my grandfather drove, and driver always gets the music. So he would play 60s music every time, and I hated it. Like, I hated it. So one day, I don't know where we were going, but Elvis came on. I was like, oh my gosh, Poppy, this is the first 60s music that's good, you know? So I started listening to Elvis, and over like probably 1 or 2 years I was listening to him, and then my parents took me to the competition in Tupelo last year, and I walked out after watching them, and because I was sitting there, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, I want to this might be something I want to do. So I walked out and I told my dad, I was like, I got an idea. What if we had a show? And because we run the race, the 5K in December every year, or I think it's in December, but we run it every year.
The St. Jude Marathon.
Yeah, and you have to raise, like you have a goal and you try and raise money to get that goal. And last year my show, my one show beat our goal. So we have raised the goal this year. Try and beat it this year.
What's the goal?
I think it's 6,000. I think is what we ended up doing. I think last year was 4,000, and I got more than that in my concert, so we donated all of it too. So I think this year was 6,000. So we're hoping to beat that goal this year.
How can people help you get that goal?
Come to the show. I mean, if you're free, you're gonna have a blast. Like, it's a fun show. It's gonna be good. I like to say this: if you're not able to come, don't buy tickets, because I'd rather you just donate. I don't know how necessarily to donate, if you just send it to my parents or something like that. But I like to have everybody that can be there to be there. So if you can be there, buy tickets and go and see it. It's gonna be awesome. If you can't, don't buy tickets, because that just kind of takes a spot for somebody else to, We're trying to sell it out. That's what we want.
Do you have a tip jar
No.
when people come in to donate? Like if they want to donate more than their ticket?
Oh, for St. Jude?
Yeah.
I
guess that's not the same as a tip
yeah.
jar.
I don't know yet. We'll probably end up doing something. But I think we did something last year. But we'll probably have something for people to donate.
Okay.
But yeah, I won't get anything. Every penny that we make, straight to St. Jude.
What about...
Hug up right about.